Can you hear me now?
Hello,
I can hear
yes.
you.
Hey, there we go.
Yes.
Okay, I can hear you too. Okay, so 20 minutes into the stream, we are still all standing in front of Gonk's mansion. Well, actually, I think you're up on the veranda with him now. He's got his, ever-present, ever-filling pitcher of rat spleen iced tea.
Ooh.
Alrighty. I
Now,
think I think I got things going sorted now.
oh, okay. So, I mean, clearly you want to confront him. I just did want you to know before you decided to, like, all rush in and burn him with fire, because I'm pretty sure that's what Lottie would have done. Uh, I
No, Lottie understands that
Well,
sometimes
she does
people are
now,
huge
but
jerks. Totally.
until I explain that about Gonk's childhood and how, what is he? He's lawful oblivious, not lawful evil. Yeah, Bori would
Oh,
have smashed all the tings.
yeah,
Is
Bori was totally going to come in and drop the hammer.
yeah. Is that like it's lawful good, not lawful stupid?
Well, he's a little bit lawful stupid too.
I mean,
Although,
Lottie doesn't
as
feel particularly
kobolds
sorry for
go,
him.
yeah, as kobolds go, he's relatively intelligent. As kobolds go, so make of that what you will. So here he is. That's right. Well, I hope I. Geez, I think I know why my internet crashed. I was just about to do the kobold southern accent voice, and my internet went out. So hopefully that wasn't like a harbinger of things to come. Well, it sure is good enough to see y'all back here. Too bad about my trunk, but I guess there was nothing you could do. Now, how can I reward you for. Dice laughing. How can I reward you for all your hard work?
Oh, let's see. How about I don't know, helping out the town instead of hogging everything for yourself?
Well, I declare I don't know what you mean. I'll make sure they get what they need.
And exactly what do they need?
Oh, well, I have my swoballs, my army here. They give me security. Well, they keep the orcs away from them. Make sure they get, water I don't know when the water deliveries are, but I have them take water around. I'm sure they don't need anything.
Well, you might want to go wander around town and just kind of see how little water they're actually getting, and maybe make sure they get a little bit more or quite a bit.
What, you saying I don't give them enough water?
I'm saying I don't think you know what's going on in town, and no, you don't give them enough water.
Well, how much water do they get and how much do they need?
Well, why don't you go take an assessment of the town and figure that out? We're not going to be around here forever.
Well, I don't really like to walk a lot. It's so comfortable here. You just tell me what they need. I will make sure they get it. Is the silence because you can't hear me or because you're pondering what to do next?
And I can hear you.
Okay,
I'm just
just
waiting.
Yeah, we're kind of pondering here, so maybe we should huddle up and kind of discuss this. I'm not sure why I got an echo going on.
tell you what, why don't you little DM note to speed things along. Why don't you grab Gonk by the arms and march him to the gate and show him just take him to the gate and make him look at the town.
He has not walked outside of his property yet.
He's very comfortable where he is. Like I said, he grew up very poor. Now he's got this mansion. He has no real reason to leave. Every once in a great while, when he's got to go visit one of his Corvair fried rat franchises, the Swobolds bring a carriage around. They set him in there, tuck a blanket around him. He doesn't bother looking out the windows. He just admires the richness of the interior of his carriage and thinks, boy, if only all those rich kobolds who made fun of me could see me now.
Yeah, I was going to march him out there on the end of a rapier, but I'm taking him by the arm might be.
Well, they do look a bit thin, don't they?
And dry.
I did not understand what you said, but the voice was awesome.
He said, and dry.
Oh, and dry. Well, how much water are these swellballs giving them? I just told them to give them what they need. I figured they would do that.
Well, how smart are your swobolds, anyways? Maybe they should make an intelligence check when you tell.
Well, I mean, they're my security, so I do kind of look a lot more at their muscles and what's going on, between their ears, if you know what I mean.
Let's venture a little bit further downtown. Why don't we go over to the tavern? You can talk with the tavern keep, and you can probably get more information out of him than you would from.
Just as a thought, out of play, or out of character, Bori does have a foxling-sized saddle on his shoulders that a kobold not wanting to walk could ride on.
I was actually going to try to speed things up a bit, but the mental image is such that I think we absolutely need to do this. Get that kobold on Bori.
Hey, if you're gonna offer it to him, go ahead, man.
Ride that dwarf.
Okay.
What have I created?
So we now have a very well-dressed kobold mounted on the back of a not very well-dressed dwarf. And they are riding down the dusty road, the only road in the charming village of Beggar's Hole. And let me see, somewhere I actually do have a little map of Beggar's Hole.
I'm going straight to the bar.
Today only free dwarf rides. So yes, the tavern is called, for those of you who did not see the first episode or two of Kobold Kindergarten, the Kobold's Tale is the name of the tavern. The question marks, which when they first got here they didn't know what that was, but that is Ghonk's house. And also the map is upside down, because reasons. Hey Varg, thanks for watching. So let's see, let's throw an NPC token.
Lottie's gonna get contemplative and she's gonna think, maybe it's a branding thing. Instead of calling this place Beggar's Hole, you could maybe call it Everybody's Really Cool and Happy Hole, and maybe things will look up.
I think it needs a little more than a name change.
Well, it's the thing. Like maybe the swobolds are going off of like the name. They're like, well, everybody's beggars here, so we'll feed them like beggars.
Yeah, I'm with Catamus here. Ending something with the name Happy Hole almost caused my beverage to get all over.
Might I remind you that we have a 10-year-old in the party?
You mean besides Bori?
Yes, besides Bori.
Hey,
Okay.
10, you're
Fresh
conservative.
Sands, aka
So,
Mizaku,
she's
is
more
the 10.
mature than we are.
She's more mature than a lot of people, to be honest. So I am going to just speed things along because I would like to get you guys on the move. So you walk into the tavern, and you see... Why is she not coming up? Did I not put her in here? That's not good.
KT has a token, I thought.
Yeah, except I forgot to put it in the folder. Apparently, because I'm not... No, I didn't. Oh, I know what I did.
That's a dragon.
And you see, standing at the bar and looking a little annoyed, and you guys obviously know that that's because the bar never has anything to eat or drink, you see a striking-looking 6'1" catfolk female with brilliant purple hair, and she looks a little hungry and thirsty. So, thinking you should have Ghonk ask the barkeep for something to eat or drink.
Well, that was kind of the intention there, sure.
No, the barkeep actually sees you come in, does not register that Ghonk is riding on the back of the dwarf, because who would be looking for something like that? It says, "You're wasting your time. We got nothing to drink. We got nothing to eat."
Oh, and why is that, Mr. Barkeep?
Oh, a guy who runs the town never gives us anything. I mean, we're stuck in this town. It's surrounded on all four sides, just a gate to get in and out. We're miles from anywhere else. He's supposed to give us what we need to get by. We get a little bit of water once a week and whatever else the swoballs get around to giving us, which usually isn't much of anything. At this, Gonk slides off of Bori's back and looks absolutely appalled. "You mean I can't walk into a tavern in my own town and just get myself a dirty kobold?" The barkeep now looks appalled. "Well, Mr. Gonk, I wasn't meaning to upset you, sir. I wasn't meaning to..." And Gonk's like, you can tell the wheels are turning in Gonk's mind, and he says, "Well, I know you folks want to be on your way. I'm going to have a chat with his barkeep here and get things settled with him." It takes you 10 minutes to summon ale?
If you cast it as a ritual so it doesn't take a spell slot.
Ah. So Gonk is going to hang out here in the tavern. I'm sure his swobolds will be happy to escort him back to his mansion when he's ready. He is going to take care of things here. By the way, I wanted to point out, when you pass Kiti's house, that is one thing you noticed, because she has that ever-filling water pitcher now, thanks to you guys. There is a thriving field of flowers next to her house, and you noticed a few kobolds in, like, little groups, like 1, 2 at a time, like, sneaking up and getting their water skins refilled out of her pitcher. So the town is already doing marginally better just because of that pitcher you gave to Kiti. So
I want to ask Atticus Ghonk there if he's got any more of those ever-filling pitchers that he might be able to part.
Oh, I do owe you a reward, don't I? Well, let me see. I'm gonna. Hey, yeah, Mizaku is actually in Fantasy Grounds and talking now. Yay!
Woohoo!
So Gonk is going to give you each a small version of his large iced tea pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind, when you use these things, the first liquid that touches the inside, it will automatically be ever filling up that liquid.
So don't spit in it.
Don't spit, unless that's the kind of thing you're into, don't spit in it. Don't pee in it. Be real careful what the first thing you put in that pitcher is. And
First thing I do is cover it so nothing can get in.
that is an excellent idea. And you there, big guy that doesn't have a lot of brains, I'm gonna give you this portrait of me, and I mean, you licked this painting, and I'm having a much bigger one commissioned anyway, so you seem to enjoy this, and I don't think I can enjoy it quite as much now that you've licked it, so I'm gonna give this painting to you. And Gonk takes out his portrait of himself holding his bucket of Corvair fried rat and gives it to Bori.
Yes.
And he also tells you that anytime you are at a Corvair fried rat and you're hungry, just go in there. He'll make sure all of the restaurants have your names, and you will receive 20% off for life. So, Gonk and the barkeep are going to discuss, how to make sure all the townsfolk have what they need. And now you see this catfolk, and she's kind of looking at you, and you're kind of looking at her, so, geez, and this is something we should have done at the beginning of the episode, is maybe introduce ourselves, but maybe this would be a good time. You guys tell her, how do you guys want to approach each other? Because, like it or not, you're all going on the next adventure together.
I don't know. Does the foxling actually start chasing the cat person?
The foxling is tiny. The cat folk, I mean, she's not a cat. She's cat folk. She is 6'1". So until you know each other better, it might not be in Sir Puppy's best interest. Yes, the foxling does not chase the cat that's 3 times taller than him.
Is
I
the
just figured that'd be a good way to introduce each.
Okay, the cat folk has come walking up to you.
I assume at this point I'm still doing my hum to summon beer for them.
Uh, 10 minutes. Yeah, you're probably still doing that.
That's good. It's probably not a good thing that he's talking to a giant.
Lulu? I mean, Lottie's distracted as usual, but Lulu notices that a catfolk has joined them, so she crawls up on top of Lottie's head, and she kind of twitches her antenna in a friendly way, and she says,
And by the way, Farg in Twitch chat is suggesting that you all approach one another sideways, then join adjacent hands and dance. I am.
Look, I did enough dancing for the snake woman.
"This is not Spamalot."
Yeah, keep in mind the time warp
I
dance scene in the Halloween episode was a little bit painful for Bori.
I want to know if he's thinking more like the horror or is he thinking like line dance?
Oh, that's a good question. Or even square dancing. If you're all like joining hands in a circle, stuff like that.
Nope. Doesn't matter.
Anyway. You know, if you did all join hands in a circle, I would add some more. Well, I don't know. You've already got 20% off her life, but I was square dance in a circle while playing a triangle. Yeah, that works. I think I also need to give you some more gold because you killed a bunch of stuff, and I'm sure Gonk would have been reasonably generous too. So I'm going to up you guys to 50 gold for the party, and you can divide that any way you choose.
I'm not allowed to carry shiny.
That there's a good reason for that. You no longer have the potting soil. You no longer have the seeds. You have a toga? Oh, right, you do have a toga.
Out of a dirty bed sheet.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was wait. That was that Punchy's or mine?
That was
It
yours.
was yours. We made you wear that.
That's what I thought. Okay, yeah.
I mean, I think we made Punchy wear one too, but yeah, it was yours.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
think everybody
also
was
going
kind of doing
to
togas.
and I'll put one of these in here for Mizaku as well. I'm going to get. They're all listed under Hugo's name, but I also have six ever-filling pictures listed in your inventory,
Ooh.
and then all of your other inventory is in here. So yeah, you've got some gold. You've got ever-filling pictures. Oh, and I must.
drop that to 5. I already added mine to my inventory.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I can't figure out quite how to. I can only assign one. I don't feel like making them all individually. So if you guys want to, also one. FR. Oh wait, did you already put the painting in your inventory too?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm a ninja like that.
Okay.
And if you want, if you're in my sheet there, you can drag in the features. Is it abilities? Yeah, abilities. I added a feature for the 24% off at Corvair Fried Rat for Life, which can be dragged to other people's sheets. Because
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Basically, everybody has an ever-filling picture. If he's a kobold, he's, smart for a kobold, but that doesn't mean he's great at math. So if there's an extra ever-filling picture or two in there, we may have guest people in from time to time. So now the cat folk has said hello. Lulu has said in cockroach in a very friendly voice, or something like that.
She meowed.
Lulu meowed?
Lulu meowed, but in cockroach form.
So it still sounded like.
wait, doesn't Lulu have tongue?
Lulu have?
All right. Well,
Or was it message?
She can message.
Oh, right. Yeah, she only speaks cockroach in common.
Right. But Mew is her form of speaking.
And I just realized that
Cat.
she is indeed wearing a Santa hat. That is awesome.
Festive is our Lulu.
Oh yeah,
Festive
that's
Lulu.
awesome.
So now we've had an exchange of hellos between the cat folk, and I'm not using her name because you guys don't know it yet. Well, I mean, you players do, but your characters do not.
Lottie finally starts paying attention, and she sees the cat folk, and she sees that her hair is this like brilliant pink color, and
Purple.
she's like, "Oh yeah, purple." And she has purple hair too, but of a different shade. And she's like, "Oh my god, your hair! It's so good." This is like the most enthusiasm you've seen out of Lottie when something was not on fire.
That's great.
Is that your real hair color? Do you dye it? If you dye it, tell me how you dye it. Lottie doesn't introduce herself. She's like too, just all over the place to think about manners. She's just immediate enthusiasm about the stranger's hair and how she can get hair like that.
The cat folk, I don't want to use her name because again, you guys don't know her name yet. Laughs and says, "Thank you. No, I don't dye it. Her hair is naturally that color."
I introduce myself and my compatriots. I
Actually,
am
since
Hugo
we-
Kilroy. This
yeah,
is Lottie.
Yeah,
Leslie,
since
this
we
is
have not
Catabaxi,
done
this is-
that, since we have not done that, I mean, we normally like introduce everybody at the beginning of the stream because believe it or not everybody watches every episode. Why don't you all now, if you're introducing everybody, let's introduce everybody for the whole stream to know. And yes, shame on them. Bori Karthag is fixated on the pending eternal adoration from the bartender when 4 gallons, mostly chilled beer appear.
At the completion of the 10 minutes.
Yes.
That's an extra eternal. That's
Now I'm guessing since this cat folk was in the tavern and presumably there for stuff to eat and drink, and there was nothing for it, I'm guessing she might be eyeing that beer rather thirstily. So hopefully some of it is non-alcoholic. Although in the game she's definitely old enough to drink.
okay. Well, who's going first on the introductions? Hugo, since you started, why don't you give us
I think Hugo, I mean, he's the bard, he's the performance artist, and he's the one that said he was introducing everybody, so your regular screen name, your character name, and just a little about yourself and or your character.
Yes. Hello. Yes, my screen name is Comic Relief. I am playing Hugo Kilroy. I am now a 3rd level bard. Woohoo! And I've been tooling around with these guys for whatever reason, I don't know, but the dwarf over there is Bori, and I'll let him take.
Oh, I don't know. I kind of like the idea if everybody else is on board with it of having Hugo the Bard introduce everybody since he said he was going to.
Oh yeah, let's see what he thinks of us.
But I
right?
did that very quickly already, so, if you're going to have people introduce their screen names, let them say their screen names. There you
Good point.
Okay. This is Thulgrin playing the part of Bori Karthag, dwarf cleric and complete idiot.
Yes, every time Bori thinks his int is so low that every time he thinks I take a point of psychic damage from him. Bonnie, do you want to go next? Also, I'm trying to figure out why on the combat tracker, Lottie is a different color than everybody else. Oh, for some reason I had marked you as neutral, but you're still, even your...
I'm neutral. I'm very uncaring. Unless something I can set on fire.
There we go. Okay, for some reason you were marked as neutral instead of friendly. Now it's all good.
Yeah, and she wasn't even in the players.
Yeah, that's the weird thing.
I'm so weird. I am Bonnie Bew, and I'm playing Lottie Laserstein. who is a gnome and a wild mage sorcerer, and might accidentally set you all on fire. But I didn't really mean to very much. And my best friend is a cockroach named Lulu.
Lulu sounds kind of like Beaker. And Miziga, right now they're. Let me make sure this is being. Oh, that's right. You were not connected when I shared the map before. Well, this is basically the village, and you are all standing in this little inn called the Kobold's Tail right now. So then we have. We have two people who don't voice. First is Lord Silverhand, who is playing Catamus Tatami, and waits for Bora to say something funny about his last name. He is a foxling, not to be confused with foxkin, fighter. And then we have a very special guest star, Miss Fresh Sans 090, who is having internet troubles but is actually now connected to Fantasy Grounds. So I don't know, Fresh, if you want to type your intro or if you just basically, I already told them you're Fresh Sans 090, if you want to tell them a little bit about Mythica. And actually, what you might be doing in the tavern, how you got there. No, comic Mizuka, not Mizuka. I'm just reading Twitch chat. And we will also have another special guest very shortly. Not actually here in person, but I've got an NPC who will be played by the one and only Dutiful Murdoch of Twitter fame.
Is Dude with us tonight?
No.
Probably not. She's in bed.
Dude is in Wales, so this is like, I think it's like around 4 o'clock in the morning for her.
5:20 by my count.
She's sleeping like all the good
Oh,
Welsh.
I thought we were five hours behind her. Is it 6?
I thought it was 6. I could be wrong. Or maybe it is 5.
Depends, because I think their daylight savings time is different than ours.
Ah. Oh, right, daylight savings.
Oh yeah, she's part of the rest of the world that got rid of daylight savings time, like seeing.
Oh,
Well-
I actually did not know how Mizuka got here. Her name is Mizuka Shokani. She is a catfolk. I had to put her in as Tabaxi because I couldn't find catfolk anywhere. And she was exploring a ruin and got teleported to the Kobold's Tail. Ooh. Which I thought I would let her decide for herself how she got there, so this is the first time finding out how it was. So that is definitely something for me to think about for later. So you've all introduced yourselves, and all of a sudden, Bori, give me a Constitution check.
Constitution check.
Or a skill that takes Constitution. Oh, wait, why are there no skills that take Constitution in PMP? There are in DDO. I play entirely too much DDO.
Right, well, I'll just throw
Just have
it.
them
Or do
do
you
a
want
con save.
Yeah.
to? Yeah, it's save and check are the same.
Give me
same
a con
roll.
save.
All right. Well, if you want specifically a save, then no, that's even worse. That's so much better.
Okay, let me grab a point of damage from Bori. You wounded. Actually, I think I need to do that via the combat tracker.
Is this psychic damage or is
I
this
just
like
did it.
actual other damage?
This is actually physical damage, and I am going to take. It's minor damage. I'm going to take 2 points. Bori suddenly hears this voice in his ears. Now, no one else can hear it at this point, but it sounds oddly familiar. It sounds like a guy who's hungry a lot. Why am it not showing up? Where is it? Where is it? I thought I put it in here. Oh, crap. Why is it not in here? Okay. I fail. Let me put it in here real quick, because I fail.
I think I know who it is.
Shoot, you sent it to me. Why do I not have it? Crap.
Is it not in the folder?
It is not in the folder, and it is not in my folder. I'm trying to figure out where the heck I saved it. I know I did save it.
Is there you want me to resend it to you again?
I found it. Hang on.
Okay.
Oh, it should be in there. I'm not seeing it. Yeah, it's absolute. Oh, there it is. Wow, that is a large file. So, Bori hears an all too familiar voice. I honestly have no idea what he sounds like.
I don't either. So this will be interesting.
You know, it probably does sound a lot like Bori. Oh, I'm so hungry. My ham is gone. All my ham has been taken from me. Help me. I need my ham. Go north. Go north.
Go north. Okay. Okay, voice that's in my head.
Follow the trail. I will psychically guide you, and I've already talked to your DM to make sure you don't lose any psychic damage.
Temporary divine deity. Well, semi-divine deity shielding. Okay. Yeah, psychically guiding Bori. That's not going to end well. Okay, so I'm assuming at this point that
telepathically, okay, not psychically, telepathically.
that's better. I'm assuming at this point we have finished summoning the beer and it is being passed around to grateful kobolds.
Yes, and I'm guessing, like, keep in mind where you met Mizaku. And she had, you do know her name now. She's introduced herself. So, yeah. I love this drawing, by the way. This is Thulgrin's original drawing, by the way. He was a little ashamed that it didn't have a background, but I think it's a background would only detract from the majesty of Porkus.
Praise Porkus.
Praise Porkus.
Praise Porkus.
Who coincidentally is Bori's deity and divine domain provider.
Yes.
And Lulu's deity.
Oh, I did
Oh,
not
yes,
know
I forgot about that.
Lulu's had Porkus for Brace.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I would be careful saying
Braised
that.
Porkus? Oh my, that's canon now. That's canon.
Okay, so yeah, braised Porkus. Okay, sounds tasty. Oh boy. So, Bori, are you going to attempt to do this by yourself, or are you going to just tell the rest of the people with you what just happened?
Oh well, no, I'm totally going to tell them. Just need to get the dog between my legs moving. Excuse me,
wait,
dog.
what?
There's a dog. Out of character, there's a
Real
dog.
life.
Oh,
Real
man.
life. Yes.
Oh boy, this is
Not in character though. That would have been awkward. No. Sorry, Catamus, for any potential confusion there. No, real life.
I can't even.
Okay. So.
Oh man.
Now that that's taken care of. We'll leap up. We'll attempt to leap up and basically make a swift upward motion and then not actually leave the floor. And look over at everyone.
I'm debating if I want to make you roll athletics check on that, and I'm going to let it pass this time.
All right. Attempt to leap up and still not leave the floor. And look over at everyone and go.
Oh, 21, you're good.
I've just received a divine missive from my... We need to go north to save the ham, quickly! And just bolt out of the room.
Okay, and actually, since Lulu worships Porkus, she would have heard the same message. Wait, why is Bori picking his nose? And he did succeed on his roll, so I'm not sure if that's good or bad. He is indeed Bori. Do I have a wilderness map at all? I didn't do maps again. Outdoor map? Oh, this works. I'll make it a little smaller. So basically, it's a fairly short path, and even though he says north, oh, would help to share it, wouldn't it?
So
why am I only sharing it with 4 of you? Mizaku must be having connection issues again.
Yeah, sometimes it's slow to load.
Oh, that's right. She won't see it until it's fully loaded, or she won't show up for me once. So basically, let's pretend this map is. North is actually where east is. South is where west is. East is where south is. West is where north is. Because we don't know directions around here. Also, let me get a grid on here.
Why does it say battle map?
You'll see.
Foreshadowing. So did Lulu hear this message as well?
Yes, and disciples of Porkus in general. Oh, yep, there we go. There is music on there. So you should be able to see that map. And whoops, that's the party sheet. I need the combat tracker. So I am going to
Lulu's very excited. Her antenna twitch and Twitter, and she crawls down Lottie, and she crawls over to Bori, scurry, 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 and up Bori, and she starts twittering in his ear.
Okay, something is weird here. Let me take that off and try it again. I dragged Mizaku on there, and... Okay, now I can move her around. I couldn't before. I'm just dragging you on the map in any old order. Oh, and I almost forgot, Mr. Punchy TheTallFolk, well, you know, he serves the Eternal Order of the Something Fist or something like that.
Halfling Fist.
Halfling Fist. Yes, I thought that's what it was, and then it sounded like that was just a bit wrong. So they are having, for the holidays, they were having a very important monthly get-together. There's going to be lots of meditating and probably lots of sitting around naked meditating type of thing. So that's where he is right now.
I was about to say that, like, meditating is just a pseudonym for being naked amongst the Halfling Fist.
Yeah, and actually I'm going to put you guys here at the far edge of the map. So it's actually a really long road, but I'm not going to, just to save time. Okay. So here you are, and actually north is to your right. It's the long and winding road. So you are setting out along the long and winding road.
I'm going to sit there, have one finger pointed out like he's on some divine quest. King Arthur from Monty Python and the Holy Grail style. And go, onward! But just basically be like walking.
That works.
We got some guys behind us clapping coconuts together.
I hadn't actually come up with such NPCs, but I will definitely keep that in mind for next time.
That's a job of hireling.
Okay, so is the bard going to sing anything as you're marching down this road? And, Fresh, if you can move your token, go ahead. If not, I'll just move it for you.
We're following the leader, the leader, the leader.
Well, Bori is the one who took off into the lead, so you might be in trouble.
But I'm being psychically guided by the wonderful Porkus. I don't know if we've actually, if Lulu and or Bori have actually talked about Porkus much with these crew, considering, technically, most people kind of freak out when they figure out he's a demon lord. They kind of wig out at that.
Lottie knows because Lulu talked about it
Right, but
when she
I
was
don't know if.
incarcerated. But I don't know.
Well, for my flaw, I do have that most people scream and run when they see a demon. I stop and take notes about its anatomy.
So, okay, Hugo's probably pretty chill with the idea of that. So, yes, Bori, your wonderful idiot healer, worships a demon lord and is technically part of a cult, but they do really good things. I mean, they do lots of soup kitchens, help make sure agriculture stays, up so that there's adequate food and water supplies for everyone. So they do some good things. I mean, it's technically a cult and it's technically a demon lord, but I mean,
There are a lot of
One-
snacks.
yeah, and once you get past that part, he's actually pretty chill dude.
Okay, so you are walking along, and your goal is to get to the right edge of the map because, believe it or not, that's north. And by the way, when you ran out of the town gates, a path you had not seen ever before when you were actually making your way to the town, there was suddenly a path to the north. And that is what you're on now.
The path to the northeast, left. So we will continue
Yeah,
further.
clearly you just took a wrong turn on the way to Albuquerque or something like that.
You're assuming Bori even notices that it's a direction. That's
Okay.
about.
And suddenly, you hear a roar, and you see a couple of orcs. I'd like to have everyone. I will reshare it, but she should be on there because I'm seeing her icon. So I would like everyone to roll for initiative. And since Fresh just disconnected, I will roll for her.
In classic Bori.
And she rolled a 14, by the way.
Too busy staring straight ahead to notice that there's something about to hit him in the side of the head.
Oh, why are these not marked as hostile? That's odd.
They were.
Dragon from the combat tracker.
I did track them from the combat tracker.
Yeah, they're hostile.
Now they're hostile. Well, on the combat tracker, they were not marked as hostile. Now they are. And also, I've got some other stuff on here that I'm just going to skip over that you guys can't see, I hope. Can you see everything on the combat tracker?
No.
I mean...
Just us.
Okay, can you see the
Just
orcs?
us.
Nope.
No orcs.
Oh, the orcs are not on the combat tracker?
No, and they shouldn't
That
be.
is correct. That is
Okay.
correct.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess that's table house rules kind of thing.
Farg, I've heard the same thing myself. Catamus. How does it say round 2?
Are we still technically linked up from the last fight with the... What was it we last
Oh,
fought?
there we go.
The last thing I remember Bori fighting was a floorboard.
Yeah, for some reason it says round 2. That's actually probably from last night when we were testing stuff. So, Catamus, take your best shot at orc number 2.
No, she said your best shot.
Yeah, Catamus takes a wild swing at orc number 2. And I forget what Catamus is using for a weapon, but it doesn't really matter. Hand axe or short sword? Oh, like I said, it doesn't really oh, short sword, it's right on there, duh. He does a very complicated move with the short sword, and it cuts the air into shreds pretty much everywhere but on orc number 2. He then uses his second attack on orc number 2. And again, shreds the air all around orc number 2 and manages to hit pretty much everything in that area except any part of orc number 2 at all.
So he basically Power Rangers.
Pretty much, yeah. Got anything else up your sleeve, Catamus, or you gotta quit while you're behind? And he is going to blame his dog.
For those at home that don't know, Catamus is a foxling approximately 2.5 to 3 feet tall and is riding on a giant shaggy sheepdog
named Nectarine. Oh, and I should have also told you, by the way, that Mizaku the catfolk is riding on a giant panther.
Oh, that's kind of important.
Meow.
Did Bori even notice?
Probably not. He's not the most perceptive of guys, you know? So Catamus is going to just use a free action to hop off his silly coward dog. And that brings up Hugo.
I'm going to throw down some vicious mockery on orc number 2.
Okay, I would like to hear what exactly you say to insult him.
I say, you look absolutely fabulous in a casket.
In a what? In a casket?
Casket.
He
Coffin,
actually,
casket, burial thing,
he actually saves against that. Where the hell did I get these orcs?
Orcs are us.
Probably. So the orc kind of hears... I'm getting a strange tone playing. I don't know what it came from.
Maybe Porkus is sending you a message.
That's probably exactly what it is. Try not to go to the bog of eternal stench. Oh, Farg, I think I need to work that into a future episode. So, yeah, the orc realizes that Hugo is saying something to him. He doesn't know what, and he really doesn't care. Lottie.
Lottie is feeling the chaos. So what she's going to do is she's going to target one of these orcs and she's going to throw a chaos bolt at them.
Ooh. I don't think I've seen her use a chaos bolt. That's a hit.
And she also has to do another thing because it was a level 1 spell. Okay, everyone's safe. She has to do another thing because it's a chaos bolt.
Okay, I'm not sure what she's doing, but
She has to roll what type? Okay. So she does.
Okay. Oh, the wild mage thing, right.
And she didn't have a surge, but she's gonna roll the damage.
Oh.
So she does 20 damage plus.
Well, it doesn't matter because orc number 1 just kind of, his jaw drops for a moment and then he disappears.
This is like little splurts of acid that sizzles on his corpse.
I mean, yeah, the acid is kind of dissolving him. You see a few little pieces of orc bubbling on the ground before they too are dissolved.
See, I can do stuff other than burn.
That was pretty good.
But when they're dissolved, they can't be snacks.
Acid still burns, right?
Burns like acid. Okay.
Different.
Now, with that... Oh, it's not his... Never mind. Not his turn yet. And is that, you don't have any bonus actions, anything like that?
That's all that Lottie's gonna do.
Okay. It is Mizaku's turn, and Mizaku, I realize you're not on Fantasy Grounds, but if you want to tell me what you want to do in Discord, I can take care of that for you.
While she's typing, if you want to put me in the combat order, my roll of 2 did not carry in.
Yes, you are actually... Oh, your roll didn't carry in, but...
You're there, you just have to scroll down.
No, I'm there, but I don't have my... There, now I have it in it.
Oh.
I just typed your roll. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't go in there.
Yeah, and Punchy's there too.
Can you use your throwing daggers? Absolutely, you can use a throwing dagger. Yeah, I just left everybody in there. Let me pull up your character sheet, which I think I need to do from here. Whee!
And it's all short people in front of her, so we don't even need to duck.
Exactly.
Or goose for that matter.
And you can only, it's really easy to tell which orc you're going to be throwing at because there's only one orc left, as far as you know. So, oh, nat 20 critical hit. Oh,
Sweet.
where is it? Oh, there it is. So, Mizaku
Oh,
whips out a dagger, tosses at the orc, and I mean, it just flies right and buries itself in the orc's neck. And and unfortunately, she rolls 1, so it's only 4 damage. But he's definitely wounded.
That just goes to show you don't mess with chicks with purple hair.
You do not mess with chicks with purple hair.
Was it a
Was it what?
natural 20? Was critical, right?
Yes.
she rolled
is it-
2d4.
Yes. Oh, did she? I thought.
Yep.
Okay.
And they were both 1s.
They were just sad.
Because
They
I
were
think
just sad D4s.
she borrowed Drax dice, probably.
Okay.
It is now orc number 2's turn, and orc number 2 is glaring at Lottie. You killed my friend. He was my best friend. I locked him. So he's going to whip out his javelin and pitch it at Lottie. Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Ow!
And he hits Lottie. But only for 4 damage.
Bori, I have a boo-boo!
What?
I have a boo-boo! I just got javelined!
You're fine.
It hurts! Ow!
With that, another orc comes running out of the woods, comes to stand next to his friend. And orc number 2 goes, "Oh, you're my other best friend, okay?" Says,
Wait, what?
"I'll save your brother." He takes his great axe.
Oh, I know why. I know why I'm not in the combat tracker. Even pull me out and add me back in. That's a that's from the old.
That's a different Bori.
That's the old Bori account.
Oh.
I just noticed because I was like, we have different hit points.
Smelkrum. Changeling. Doppelganger.
I was gonna say great. Now he's being cloned.
Should I set
There
him
we-
on fire?
Okay, there we go. And I'll just... you were up here by Lulu, right?
Yeah. Or Lulu
Okay.
was clinging to him.
Okay, so anyway, it is orc number 3's turn, and he's looking at Catamus, and he's not liking what he sees. And he grabs his great axe, and he gives a mighty swing. That is gonna hit. Yeah, he whips his javelin back and forth. He whips his javelin back and forth. That is going to hurt for 6 damage. So you're wounded, but not terribly. That's all he's got. And it is now Bori's turn. Are you seeing the... Oh, never mind. Nope, you're not seeing them. I see the little eye thing. Bori.
Okay. Oh wait, there's another orc now.
2 orcs. Yep. Oh, wow.
Okay.
We're almost at midnight already, and that is going to be the calling point. So, shoot, you're not going to get to hear... Okay, we're going to do this encounter, and I'm going to skip the next one because, yeah, I want you to be able to hear Dutiful Murdoch.
So we're the slowest party ever.
And why are you doing
Okay.
a perception check?
Because I wanted to see if he actually noticed that there was enemies,
Oh,
or if he just kept walking
Okay.
forward in the straight.
well, you rolled a 21, so yes, you know there are enemies.
So he stops, looks, and goes, "Oh, that kind of boo," and walks up and will at orc. Let's say number. Let's bring down
2
the
is,
hammer.
2 is wounded. 3 is not yet wounded. Yeah.
Oh, 2 is the one that's got a knife sticking partway out of his neck.
Yes.
Nope.
So Bori's he's going to pull a Catamus, he's going to take that Warhammer out, he's going to swing it all over the place, and somehow, even though orc number 2 is standing right in front of him, he completely he barely even ruffles the hair on the orc's arms.
I'm too busy looking at the going, "Hey, did you know you have a knife in your neck?"
I think he probably knows. Lulu is going to. I guess Lulu is going to go. Beep, 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 beep.
Well, what she
Oh,
would do.
wait. Before we do that,
Oh, do you
before
have
we do
another
that,
action?
I do.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to throw or use my bonus action to throw a little healing word here on Lottie.
Oh.
Whee!
Lottie is fully healed. Yay!
Yay!
I'm the only one, damn it! All right, carry on.
Would Lulu like to do anything?
Well, I don't know if this would work because she can message, and if the dudes speak common, she would message them that they're on. We are on a very important mission from Porkus, so back up.
The orcs
Well,
look at
see-
her.
And she tried to use persuasion, but if they don't speak common, it's not going to work.
Well,
Yeah.
orc number 2 did talk to us, so
Yeah, and they do speak common, and they do know who they're orcs. They do know who Porkus is, but they're really just kind of stuck on the fact that a cockroach just talked to them. So they're just standing there still looking at you, and that brings up Sir Catamus. And Sir Catamus will be going for the stabby stab. Also, it looks like Lulu is now riding on Bori's head. That's gonna hit.
She totally is.
In his head or on his head or in his beard?
Well, by his
Ooh.
ear, kind of.
Orc number 2 is heavily damaged. And I think Catamus gets a second attack. Oh, that's gonna hit. You don't need very much. Oh yeah. Orc number 2. Catamus swings. He doesn't bother doing all the fancy stuff. He just takes one swing with each weapon. They both smite the orc, and he drops like a sack of orc potatoes, whatever those are. I really don't want to try them. Bori's sitting there going, "Ooh, orc potatoes. That would be good with ham." So you are down to one orc, and it is Hugo's turn.
Alright, I'm gonna step up and I'm gonna stab him with my rapier.
That is a hit. And that is a fair amount of damage. Orc number 3 is hurting. Lottie, you're up. I gotta ask Jerry how you roll initiative, a new initiative for every round. Oh, actually, I think you just do it from the menu. It's too late now, but I gotta start doing that.
Yeah, I think it's in the options menu.
Lottie is going to firebolt.
Oh, of course she is.
But not very well.
Yeah, Lottie's gonna fire off a bunch of appropriately fire, and the air gets really hot around you, but nothing happens other than that.
Look, a little scorched patch of grass at the orc's feet, but no, doesn't land.
And that will bring up Mizaku. Oh, you lost the map? Okay, yeah, let me bring the map back up, because she lost it.
Yeah, actually, she probably would. Oh, yeah, she'd probably still have it under her maps, but
Yeah.
Well, she disconnected, so maybe not.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it should be loading, hopefully. You basically have one orc left, and he is wounded. And your choices... Let's see, Firebolt, Light, Poison Spray, Sacred Flame. Wait, what does Sacred Flame do? I forget.
poison spray.
You do realize you're in the way of poison spray, right?
Oh, yeah,
That's what I
Poison
was gonna
Spray
say.
probably not a great option since...
Unless she moves.
Unless you would move, which you are allowed to do. You can certainly move around so that you wouldn't be hitting anyone else. You've also got Burning... that's just your cantrips that you can use for free. You've also got Burning Hands, Magic Missile, Flaming Spear, and Levitate. Ooh.
Magic missiles automatically hit.
Oh, that's true.
It'd be 3d4 plus 1. Well,
Yay, I can see your icon on the map now.
3d4 plus 1.
Yeah, magic missile might not be a bad idea.
Wait, 3? Is it? Do they give him 3 now at level 2?
Keep in mind the orc. Oh, she's level 3.
She. That's what I mean. Is it at level 3? Does she get 3 or is it?
I believe so. Is it level 1 or level 2 spell?
Magic Missile is a level 1 spell, but I thought it upgraded when you cast it at a higher spell level.
Actually, I can close that map out. I'm
At least
talking
in
about-
5th edition.
Okay, you actually didn't need to roll initiative again, but if you would like to change that to your roll on the orc, that is fine. That would be a hit, so whatever you choose to roll against him, you would just need to roll the damage, and because I really hate to take another nat 20 away from you, and I think everybody here is like, I want to use your dice, you're rolling 20s.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's a 1d4 plus 1.
No. Read the sentence before that, though. It's each. You create 3 glowing darts of
Yes,
magical
there we
force.
go.
Each does 1d4 plus 1. And then there's an additional dart for at higher level. So
Yeah, if she
all of
casts
us.
at level
Okay,
2,
yeah.
it'll be 4.
You're
darts.
correct. Yeah.
So let's see. Fresh on your character sheet, down the right-hand side, there are a bunch of tabs. The bottom one should say actions, and that will list all of the things. It has your weapons and all of your different spells. So you would want to, if you're using your weapon, you would drag the damage, the thing that says either 1d4 plus 2 or 1d6 minus 1. Or, if you are going to cast a spell, you would grab one of those blood drops that are next to the little thing that says DMG for damage and drag that onto orc number 2. You have absolutely hit him. So now we just need to see how much damage you do.
Unless you murder him.
Might need to click the little magnifying glass to get to the blood spot.
Oh, right. Yeah, next to each one of the spells, there is, like off to the right, there's a tiny little magnifying glass. You are absolutely in the right tab. Like flaming, next to flaming sphere, it says flaming sphere spells, and there's like a little brown circle, and right to the left of the little brown circle is a magnifying glass. And if you click that, it will open stuff up, and you'll see the little blood drop. Orc potatoes is the orcish version of Rocky Mountain oysters. Okay.
You do know what Rocky Mountain oysters are, right?
I don't. Is it something
Oh,
that's safe for a
yes,
PG-13
absolutely.
stream?
Let us speak no more of this.
It's not unsafe.
Wasn't it in The Great Outdoors? Didn't you ever see that movie?
I did see that movie. I like that movie, but I don't remember what. Oh, okay. Yes, let us speak no more of Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not unsafe, but it's definitely unpleasant.
Yeah. Okay. John Candy was awesome. And if you're having trouble finding it or your connection's bad, if you just want to tell me what you want to cast, I can drag the blood drop on there for you. Oh, there you go.
He saved on this flaming sphere.
Oh, he saved.
But he still takes half damage.
Oh, okay.
And why did it not put that on there? Oh, it did. Okay, so orc number 3 has gone from lightly damaged to clinging to life by a thread. Which brings up Sir Catamus. And I believe he is going to, if that's a flaming spear, he is going to continue, assuming he lives, to get a turn, he's going to, that's a hit. Finish him off, Catamus. That'll do it. Orc number 3 has bitten the dust. Okay.
Woohoo!
I actually had another encounter planned, but it is nearly midnight, and I do want to make sure that you get to hear Dutiful Murdoch, because, and I will probably not get to all of her dialogue this episode. We'll just introduce her for now. So we're going to say that you have. Actually, do I have a map? I'm also looking at the wrong thing. Do. Wow, all this stuff and there is not a single tavern map. Also, that is the wrong. I want the whole one. Okay, give me a sec here because I did put the NPC portrait in here, but I had two of them. Where's the other one? Did I? Oh, I didn't save another version of it. Damn it, I'll have to do that next time. Okay. So, you have gotten to the end. You've gotten, and you're following this path, and just about where you're getting to the end, there's a huge mountain rising in front of you, and right before the mountain is a tavern. And you think, it wouldn't be a bad idea to go in there and see what's what. So you step into the tavern.
Cheerio!
And I play the wrong file. Do 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 do.
Ooh, customers. Don't eat them this time, Mr. Howell.
And to your surprise, you see, what is it with purple and pink hair? Bright. I mean, there must be really a run on hair dye for people
It's
who.
classy. That's what. It's
It
classy.
is. Unfortunately, you can't see her in all her glory because I only have the layered Photoshop version of that. I just made the little icon. This little icon was for the splash screen. And you see a little pixie shopkeeper. And you notice she seems to be running mostly a potion shop. She's got some other sundries around. You notice like there's a basket on the counter which is full of these strange pinkish colored, they almost look like candy balls. Thulgrin, do not say it. Do not say it. And
It.
and you notice she does seem, the thing she has a lot of like cold weather type stuff. Like she's got some cloaks made of this very strange looking long brown fur that's got like some silver in it. So she looks at you and she's like, "Oh, customers," and she says, you know, she tells someone not to eat that. I mean, she's a tiny little pixie running this whole store by herself until you realize that accompanying her is an owlbear.
Oh.
Now, this is a very, very large owlbear,
Grr.
and she is a tiny, tiny pixie. And the owlbear has a little basket that it wears around its neck. So, let's see. So, she looks at you, and she's like, and she says, "Customers," and she, tells the owlbear not to eat something. What would you
Bori
like
drops
to say
his
to her?
hands.
Oh, go right. I mean, what would you like to say to this adorable pixie shopkeeper?
Oh, well, Bori drops his hands to his knees and gets face to face with the goes, "Oh, aren't you a cute little bundle of fluff?"
Wow, I didn't actually think of a response for that. So let's play.
Ooh, a dwarf. You got your license on you?
Oh,
Am I lice?
No,
license.
I don't have lice.
That's just a cockroach.
License. She's asking you if you have a license.
For what?
Oh, Well, if you don't have a license, who's your responsible human?
He points to the foxling.
Yeah, I guess that will do. Actually, Farg, this is actually a picture of the snowy owlbear companion that when it was first introduced because I was running short on time to do graphics, so I found one that Cordova used on a stream one time. Okay, so she asked you, and I forgot to tell her to record something like this. So she asked you, wants to know, what you're doing there, where you're going.
We're going north to rescue the ham. And then he stops midpoint
Oh
and
my,
realizes
that sounds very
he's
dangerous.
pointing north, what he thinks is north, and then realizes he has absolutely no idea what happens beyond that point.
Oh my, that sounds very dangerous. Hello there, I'm Amber Rose. Welcome to my shop. What can I help you with today? Well, dears.
Yeah, you might want to check out Twitch or Discord chat.
And Mizaku walks up to the pixie and says hello. So that was her. She was responding, "Hello, dears, welcome to my shop." Yes, I'm sort of switching back and forth between windows. And I forgot to tell her about the. Yeah, and the reason it's very dangerous, I don't even. I mean, it is a mountain. It's very icy. It's got to be slippery. And you notice that on a shelf, I mean, she's got a lot of shelves full of potions, and there's the closest shelf to you. There are just a few bottles. Yes, there. I told you when you got to there's a mountain rising up behind the tavern with a very steep path, and there's a tower at the top of the mountain. Yeah, yeah. That's Bori for you. But you notice she's got a shelf full of, they're not full of, but she's got a few bottles on one of the shelves, and they are labeled non-slippery elixirs.
Very slippery out there. I do have
Climbing
just a
gear,
few.
like crampons and pitons and stuff like that, and warm.
Okay, I'm trying to play an audio file for you. So shut up!
Very slippery out there. I do have just a few of these elixirs left. My own formula, you know. They'll keep you from slipping.
So, she does have these non-slippery elixirs. They will keep you from slipping, as she says.
How much do those cost? And how about these lovely fur coats?
Yeah, I forgot to. The fur robes, the fur cloaks, or something I thought of after I had her record all this. So we'll just if you want to buy a fur cloak, we'll just assume you're going to do it. Let's say they're 5 gold each. As for the non-slippery elixirs,
Ooh, yes, that's a good one. I've just got 4 left. 7 gold each.
7 gold. Would you consider bartering for this nice coupon for some tasty Corvair fried rat?
I really wish I could foresee some of this stuff so I could. I'm guessing she would not be interested in that.
She's not a fried rat type of pixie.
Yeah, and actually, she's also kind of getting distracted because the owlbear is kind of looking at Bori, and he may be looking with more than just his eyes. I mean, there may be a little bit of tooth involved.
Now, Mr. Howell, remember, the customer is always right and is not a chew toy.
So, yeah.
Can I
Crawls
make?
over. Oh, go ahead.
Can I make an animal handling check and pet the owlbear?
You may absolutely make an animal handling check and pet the owlbear. And yes, Mizaku, she does have, they are non-slippery. They will keep you from slipping on slippery surfaces. I'm not saying you would need them, but it is a mountain. It's very steep and very icy. And she's basically got all kinds of potions. Because this is mostly a potion store. She's just got some assorted sundries as well. But she has, well, actually, I didn't think Bonnie was going to make it, so I had her record that there were only 4 of them left. I'm sure she can find one more, so all 5 of you can go.
Well,
And you
also,
succeed on you roll an 18 on your animal handling check, and that is plenty. And so you are now able to pet Mr. Howell. I think I'm saying that
nice.
right. I let her name both her character and the owlbear.
If I'm reading this right, we have 70 coins that haven't, or 70 gold that have not been distributed to.
You have
Oh no, 10 of them have been claimed by Lottie and Lulu, so 50 left. Okay, yeah.
yes.
That's actually what we started with in the first place. We had them grouped together, so we just have the 50 from the parcel call. Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna be nice and throw you 10 more for defeating those orcs. 'Cause they probably had some extras, on them from beating up adventurers. So now you
everybody
have
should
60.
have 10 more gold
Yep.
We beat them off this time.
this time.
Keep in mind that things they are basically farm pots.
FUM, for people watching at home that don't have Play DDO
Yes.
religiously like we do, is for freedom of movement.
Which basically renders you, in most cases, immune to slippery surfaces and also to hold person.
And Bori, I think you're letting go of your push to talk button just a little early because you're getting cut off.
That is very likely a reality. Thank you. Okay, so while I'm petting and snuggling the owlbear, are we getting any business going?
Well, it's 7 apiece, and times 5 would be what, 35 from the.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and do it, I guess.
And Lottie wants a fur cloak.
Okay. So yeah, then 5 gold out of Lottie's inventory.
Yeah, and I already did that for mine.
So let's see, 35. That takes you down to 25 GP, and these party coins are confusing.
And Lulu crawls over to the countertop and she looks at the pink balls and sifts them and is trying to figure out what they are.
Oh, by the way, did you already take out your gold, Lottie, or do I need to do that for you?
I took 5 out of my personal inventory.
Okay, I just
for
found
the
it in your.
cloak.
Okay, so
Yeah, you should
see.
probably go ahead and clear the party coins.
I am just adding your potions of your anti-slippery elixirs.
And I picked up one of those fur cloaks as well.
Someone pick up a potion for your friendly healer that is not allowed to carry money.
I have put 5 anti-slippery elixirs in the party inventory.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm guessing catfolk don't really need the cloaks. Foxlings don't really need the cloaks. Lottie being a gnome would. Hugo probably would. Bori, do you even notice cold?
No, not
Okay.
unless it's extreme sub-zero or cold.
Yeah, but is that because you're a dwarf or because you're Bori?
And because he's fat, all three.
So, I mean, she has noticed that you guys were a little hesitant about the price.
Well, it does take a very long time to brew properly, you know.
So, just letting you know. And it also has a strange ingredient.
Oh dear, nearly out of polar bear eyelashes. I do hate making that No!
Polar bear eyelashes.
Polar bears.
Yeah, polar bear eyelashes are apparently one of the ingredients.
I
See,
like those.
You're going where it's very. I mean, it's a mountain, and you went north, and you're like about to go up this mountain. It's basically a lot of ice and snow.
So the pink balls she has for sale, or are they for sale?
Let's
watch their
just
polar
say
ball.
they're there more as foreshadowing and not as something you will actually need.
Oh.
Alright, so I've got polar bear eyelashes are angry for the anti-slippery potions in my notes. So, if we happen to come across some polar bears, maybe we can persuade them one way or another to give up some of their eyelashes and make some coin on
Do a whole look. Oh, oops! There's something in your eye that.
them. Yeah, Lottie's right
Make
here or
sure to
something.
keep
Yeah.
the
And you have bought the potions, which she seems grateful for, but
Now, make sure to keep the stopper in that until you're ready to use it. You wouldn't want it to leak all through your backpack and stain your things. Well,
I really need an MP3 player that does not autoplay the next MP3 when I put it in a playlist.
Whoa, what color does it stain your things?
You notice the potion it's kind of shifting. It's kind of like a shifts between like an icy blue and an icy pink. It's kind of like a gradient that kind of, it's a very cool looking potion.
Oh, Lottie thinks it's awesome because it looks like it's the color of chaos.
I was about to say, do we need to put this in Lottie's head?
It's
Mr. Hell,
dramatically
no,
awesome.
dear, don't eat that. Remember what happened last time?
Yeah,
No.
She might have been talking to Bori, so let me replay that one.
Mr. Hell, no, dear, don't eat that. Remember what happened last time?
So yeah, the owlbear apparently has a problem. And where is the one about? I think this is the one. I should have changed some of the file names. So you are about, you're trying to pay for your stuff.
That's
Thank
a
you
good
very
idea,
much.
Cannabis.
You can-
Sorry, was trying to play a soundtrack. So you are trying to pay for your things, and
Thank you very much. You can just pay Mr. Howell. That's the owlbear. He handles all that for me.
that makes sense because she's a pixie, and she doesn't look a whole lot bigger than some of the coins you have.
So, in other words, Bori, don't toss a coin at her, even if you had one, because she might flat.
Bori's sitting busy looking through his stuff, trying to find a snack to feed the elf, and not paying any attention at all.
Did
Who's
she
getting
have
so much
anything
better?
like healing
Nutty.
potions?
What was that?
There was some interest in healing potions. Did she have any for purchase?
She does have some healing potions, just like some very minor healing potions as far as what's in your budget. You remember, you just spent a lot of money on cloaks and anti-slippery potions. She does have potions of light healing for 3 gold apiece.
Wait, did I just hear 3 gold for light healing potions?
Does that sound like too much? I just kind of made that up off the top of my head.
No, that sounds like we're about to buy this chica out.
We're gonna buy all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, she's about to be out of stock.
Okay. No, seriously, I have no. I'm just like basing it off of how much gold you have left. Although I'm not looking at your individual inventories. So, actually, you said party coins I can clear.
Oh man!
Yeah.
Oh,
You see what
snap.
Cannabis is doing? All that's getting value right there.
Did I do
someone
that?
else.
I think you did something.
Oh, I got 30 KFR coupons. Sweet.
Yes, of course you do.
And 20% off for life.
Okay,
Wait, they're not
I
in my
did not
inventory.
mean to do that. So
Oh, that just cleared a whole bunch of stuff.
yeah, the parcel I think you've actually only got 25, but it's not letting me put it in there. Why not? Oh,
And
that's
here's
what that
25,
does.
25.
Yeah, I totally. Let's try this. It does not let me edit this. Okay, so yeah, let's actually go with 10. You're not really going to need the healing potions. Where are you going? Yet. Let's go with 10 gold. I don't want you like stocking up tremendously on healing potions. And looking at the party sheet, I did not think you were as rich as you apparently are. So let's just say 10 gold apiece for the light healing potion. Yes, the DM is allowed to change her mind.
Well, yes, of course. That's why she's the DM.
Yeah, especially if you actually read the chat in the fantasy ground.
I think we
I
only
am.
need one.
You may certainly buy one. I will go ahead and...
Cadmus is buying one.
Yeah.
I will trust you to deduct the gold from your stash. Oh!
Yeah, but that doesn't carry across. It doesn't necessarily carry across the enchantment properties. So you're probably just gonna
Yes.
get a bottle of cool.
Yes, something Gonk probably neglected to tell you is that enchanted liquids do not work. They're already enchanted, so the enchantment on the pitcher does not work on any enchanted liquid. Any non-enchanted liquid. I could have, I could have been really mean and not told you that and waited until you drank the healing potion and waited for it to refill and it didn't, but I am going to be nice and tell you now, it does not work on enchanted liquids. The enchantments cancel each other out.
Well, technically, this entire conversation occurred out of character, so.
That's true. Yeah, so yeah, like, I know that, and Silver knows that, and, the players know that, but whether Catamus knows that, do you want to give me Eternal Picture of Red Kool-Aid? Let's see.
Probably Arcana.
Yeah, I'm thinking, do you want to give me an Arcana? I would also accept a religion or an investigation check. Or insight. No, make it Arcana or insight, I'm thinking.
I would wonder if Lottie being present and being an arcanist would also be rolling, since she would be,
I could.
like, hey, that probably isn't going to work.
Well, I mean, you all have one of those pictures, so if you all want to give me either an insight or Arcana check, and I'll roll for Mizaku. Well, Hugo and Lottie each realize that because the picture is enchanted and because the potion is obviously enchanted, it's probably not going to work.
But healing juice is delicious in its own right.
Well, this is true. I mean, if you just like the taste of it, but it wouldn't do, it would remove the enchantments. You just have good tasting potion that had no other effect than to taste good.
Or DM as an alternate. Is the mixing potions table?
Yes, there is, but since it's empty, they're not really mixing.
Well, no, I was saying, and because you're crisscrossing enchantments, maybe every time they drink a light, teeny tiny healing potion, it gets the mixing potion effect. If you want to be really evil.
Potentially, yeah.
I'm trying to understand what you just said. Actually, I'm not quite sure where you're going with this.
There is in the DMG, I believe it's a percentile table that basically it is an optional rule. So when you're mixing potions, so if I drink a potion, I'm under the effect of that potion. I drink another potion, I roll on the table to see what actually happens. And it can be anywhere from I'm poisoned to nothing to a permanent stat increase or something like that, depending on how you roll and everything. So what he was saying was, you could roll on that table every time he takes a drink out of the bottle to see what happens.
Since you're mixing,
you
cross the enchantments.
I do really like the randomness of that. However, the pain in the buttness of trying to keep track of stuff like that is not something I would look forward to. So I'm just going to say that Lottie and Hugo are telling you, you can risk it if you want to, but odds are those pictures are not enchanted pictures are not going to work on enchanted potions. Keep in mind that if you want to, you could try putting the potion in it, but then you will never be able to put any other. Remember, those pictures can only be filled with the first liquid to touch their insides.
It'll still taste like pina coladas, though.
It will still taste like whatever a potion of light healing tastes like to you, but if you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain, I had to go there.
This is the picture for you.
But you are very likely not to get any of the potion effects because the enchantment on the pitcher will strip the enchantment from the potion.
Query. Does she have any gravy?
No, she does not. I mean, she might have actually. Wait, she probably does keep it to pour over her Purina owlbear chow as a special treat on holidays for Mr. Howell, however you say that.
Howl, so what she pronounce it.
I mean,
Owl.
you only. So if you were to tell her that you just needed one drop of gravy in a pitcher, although, were you going to save that and see if Gonk would put some iced tea in it for you? Or would you rather have gravy?
I'd totally rather have gravy.
Okay. Well, why don't you ask her? I don't have a recording for that.
Excuse me, Miss Pixie, do you have any gravy?
Okay, not to be a killjoy or anything, but it is like 12:20 your
Yeah.
time. So
So we want to, and I'm sure Fresh is eager to go to bed. So yeah, I will. So if you absolutely want gravy, keep in mind this is all you're ever going to be able to use the pitcher for. She hands you a little vial of gravy. Do you have I take it you want ham gravy?
Actually, beef gravy would
Beef
be
gravy?
preferred. If there's a choice, beef gravy.
I'm sure she has some. They're pretty common gravy flavors. I'm sure Mr. Howell likes beef gravy, so I'm sure she can hand you a little vial of beef gravy. Just like drip some in it, hands you a dropper. You can drip some in your pitcher, and now you will always have gravy.
And it's been declared.
So yeah, let me. I will let you put that in your ever-filling pitcher of gravy. Yeah, there you go. Awesome. Okay, so you know that you are heading up there, and whoops, I didn't mean to do that. You are about to head up the mountain and up to the tower, and meanwhile the owlbear is kind of getting into trouble. But
Mr. Howell, no, dear, don't eat that. Remember what happened last time?
I think I played that one already. Oh well.
It works.
So
Who's getting so much better at not eating the customers? Oh!
seriously, she did such a great job on that. I did not have to do any editing at all. I just plugged them right in. No noise reduction, nothing.
It's
So
adorable.
so you're like you're telling you're about to leave, and she's kind of looking at you, and she looks a little worried, and she opens her mouth to talk.
Well, dears, very best of luck to you. Is there anyone you'd like me to contact if things don't quite work out?
Ooh.
If you could contact my parole officer and
I'm waiting.
let him know.
Yeah, I think if there is someone, I think you should probably write the contact information, name, contact info, just in case.
If I die, make sure Sir Cadamus knows.
What should Sir Cadamus know?
If I die.
Oh,
You're dead.
okay.
If I die, make sure Sir Cadamus knows.
I don't know why. I thought you were going to say if I die, make sure Sir Cadamus knows I love him or something like that.
That's what I was
no.
thinking at first.
No, she said it. Wow. Okay,
But
for the
then
record,
thought
I
about
did
it.
not go. I did not go there.
I was waiting for you to say Porkus.
Oh,
Yeah, I just saw that in Twitch. Yeah, no. She said if things go bad, then who should know? And then make sure Sir Cadamus knows. He lost his battle mount. That's kind of important.
Well,
Never mind the fact that Sir Cadamus will probably be dead with him, but that's irrelevant.
Okay, well, she's kind of looking from you to Cadamus, and you can sort of tell she's thinking, well, they're in the same party together. If any of them die, won't the rest of their party members know, assuming they're alive enough to know? But she also sees that you guys are looking a little anxious now about the prospect of going up there, especially since she basically just asked you for your next of kin information.
I've heard the rumours, of course. And the story seems to change every time someone else tells it. We do love to embellish and put our own little touches, don't we? But they all seem to agree that the demon hides the treasure he steals, and the children he kidnaps, if that the story is to be believed, in a tower at the very top of the mountain. Hardly a soul ever goes up there. Bless them, it's beastly cold, even without having to worry about the demon. And then the stories about the... well, they're just stories now, aren't they? I'm sure it's nothing to worry about.
Dum, da-dum, dum.
Lottie scratches her nose and she asks,
Do
"Is
cockroaches have
demon
noses?
just
Lottie,
Lottie?"
not Lulu.
Lottie
Oh,
scratches her nose. She's
right.
like, "Is demon a nickname? Because we kind of run into that before. Nicknames being really scary."
Does Bori have an epiphany at this moment?
He does not.
Okay.
And you can tell that she's kind of looking a little bit busy, and maybe she said too much, and she's
Cheerio!
so she's I think she's done talking to you now. She clearly knows that she's kind of said too much, demons and stuff like that. So I think we are going to wrap it up for now. Many, 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 many thanks to Dutiful Murdoch for doing such. I really. I had another encounter or two planned, but I really wanted to get to her voice work tonight because I mean, seriously, it was amazing.
Yay, she was proper brilliant.
She was. Proper brilliant
She
is a
was.
good way to put it. That was great. And next time I will actually have the full version of her file flattened out and not in layers, so it will actually display properly so you can see her little pixie shopkeeper in all her glory. So next time we will be heading up the mountain. I believe... I don't think... Oh, wait, we're 2 weeks from tonight, so Jerry should be back by then, so we'll find a way for Punchy to rejoin us. If Fresh can't make it, because that will be past her bedtime, we can have her wait in the shop, or I can just, drag Mizaku along. And that is, I think we're going to leave it there and pick up here next week. Or, no, I'm sorry, 2 weeks from tonight, which would be, I don't even know what the date would be.
2 weeks from tonight. Let me see. I got it on the calendar on my phone.
2 weeks from tonight would be Wednesday, January 9th at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Right here on twitch.tv/DDO_even. And the next time I will be streaming will be Saturday. We'll be on twitch.tv/DDO stream. And we'll be doing more Shroud Palooza. We'll be on Galanda. So if you are flagged on Galanda, great. We're open to all levels from 14 on up. We take you lower, but you can't get into the Shroud unless you're at least 14. We're doing Heroic Shroud from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern as many times as we possibly can. And that's always a fun time. And we are raising money for Extra Life while we do this. So even another reason. There will be prizes, goodies for the people who join us in party and also for the people who join us in Twitch chat.
And on Saturday, we're giving away the Extra Life prizes.
Oh, that is a good
Dun
reason
dun
to
dun.
Like
So-
tonight was the deadline for contributing to Extra Life and being part of the raffles because we're giving all the prizes away. But you can technically donate.
Yeah.
For the kids. It's still for the kids.
And I don't have... The last I checked, we were at something like... we set our original goal at $500. We're up just the Shroud Palooza part. We're up well over 2,000. And Standing Stone Games as a whole, the last I checked was at... I think they were pushing 25,000. They were up there.
Woohoo!
So...
I think Cordovan said they were number 1 or number 2 donor this year.
Standing Stone was the number 1. Now all of this goes to Children's Miracle Network for Boston Children's Hospital, and we are their number 1 donor for the year. The Standing Stone Games team. So, go us! And that's there were some DDO marathons, some Lotro marathons, raising money for it, some individual fundraising efforts. So yeah. So yeah, this will be the second to last Shroud Palooza. The very last one will be on Cannith on January 12th, and that will be it for this year's round of Shroud Paloozas. So hopefully we'll see you there. Thank you for watching tonight. Be sure to tune in 2 weeks from tonight, Wednesday, January 9th, to see the next part of Kobold Kindergarten holiday episode, be, once again, not a one-shot.
It never is.
I'm going to go ahead and play the... She stayed in a miniature time. I'm going to go ahead and play the intro video again. And also, a very special thanks to Miss Fresh Sands 090 for playing Mizaku.
Thanks for
And
coming along.
video coming up.